massive shout out to the following businesses that have jumped on board with us to support our travels, plus give you guys out there some amazing discounts. We're parked up along the Oodnadatta Track at this peaceful camp alongside the Oodnadatta Creek, and let me tell you, it's even more beautiful than we had ever imagined. The Oodnadatta Track has been on our bucket list for years, and now that we're here, it's absolutely lived up to every expectation. The red dirt contrasts so perfectly with the wide open skies, and the stillness out here is something you just cannot describe. It's the kind of peace that seeps into your soul. In our last episode, we left you with a promise to share how our rig, both the van and the truck, has handled the ruggedness of this iconic track. So far, the journey's been an adventure in every sense of the word, with some challenging terrain, but also some of the most incredible sights. As much as we would have loved to tackle the entire track this time around, it just didn't work out that way. To do so, we would have had to have backtracked all the way from Caravan, which just wasn't part of our plan. But hey, sometimes it's good to leave parts of the adventure for another lap around, right? So stay tuned as we give you a full rundown, including how we found this part of the track, the spots we've discovered, and of course, the quirks of tackling the Oodnadatta in true Wheatland Wanderers style. For now, we're soaking up every moment at this camp before we hit the track yet again. It's just a beautiful reminder of why this lifestyle is simply just so damn rewarding. Another super busy day on the road.
Beer o'clock, I tell you, what a day it's been.
I've got myself a coffee over there, so I'm being the good one, but he's always been naughty.
I'm making up for it.
Yeah, so we've pulled up to a nice little spot tonight. Obviously there's no water out here, but it's called Oodnadatta Creek.
Oodnadatta Creek, yep. So it's about 100 k's short of Marla, or 100 k's back to Oodnadatta. So we're pretty much halfway. So we've travelled a fair bit today since we left the station to the Painted Deserts, back to Oodnadatta.
To Pink Roadhouse.
Pink Roadhouse to here. I think we've done about 250, 300 k's today. So it's been a big day, but so we'll just go for a quick walk around the van and car and sort of show you what it's like on the track and what to expect after all these roads. But honestly, the roads weren't too bad. It's just sections. Like some sections are really bad, some aren't too bad, some have been graded, some haven't, and it's more the dips and the river crossings, a lot of corrugations and yeah, whole potholes and stuff like that. So
when you think it's good, it's not good.
So you start sort of speeding up and all of a sudden you come over the hill and all of a sudden it's just corrugations, and so just always be on care. I sort of sat on about between 70 and 80. That sort of felt comfortable, so we did have to brake. You could pull up pretty quick. We
just like a lot of those dips, that just puts a lot of pressure on the airbags of the car, and that sort of catches you out. You just there's no signage for that.
No, but you know, we had one idiot pass us doing about 100 and something k's, just come around and went out and flicked rocks everywhere, and
just a little bit of common courtesy, you know, like when you're out in the outback, just to, you know, yell over the two-way. He had two-way area, or just
he was in a hurry, put it that way.
Yeah, some sort of indication to say, hey, I'm coming around you, mate, and just take a long loop around. But he just sort of fling all this shit at us. Luckily it didn't do any damage, but yeah, come on guys, bit of common decency. We're all out here for the same reason.
That's it. But yeah, so we'll quickly walk around the van. We'll start with the van first, I suppose. So these stone stumpers, I'm going to say it again, I swear by them. They are brilliant. Like, look up the cover here on the bikes here, for example. You know, the amount of dust that we've been through, and that is still like clean, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
compared to the side of the van and that, like, it just, when the dust comes out of the back of the car, it sort of just distributes out the sides. Everything sort of bellows out here, and all the stones sort of deflect under there. So highly
well,
highly
the blackjack and that got a little bit of dust, but
not too
there's
bad.
no
but
stone chips or
they're
anything.
not sort of not going up.
There's a
the
few
front.
rocks.
We collected it. We're sifting. We're noodling.
Yeah, we're noodling rocks still.
Yeah. But otherwise, you know, there's no chips on there, none on the front of the van, which is good. So, but down the side here, it's just your normal dust, really. It's just sort of just bellowed dust up the side of the van. And you can sort of see it's a bit dusty. But look at this inside. We've opened the door up, and there's not one little bit. We put a cover on the vents, just there, Velcro one, so you can pull it on and off, obviously, for the fridge regulations and gas and that. But it hasn't come through here. You can sort of see where the handle was, but no dust in there whatsoever.
I think there's a little bit in on the step.
I think we found a little bit on the door well there, but the floor, we've put our hands over the benches, over the tables, and you just cannot feel any dust. So
I know I went over and did a bit of a wipe in there, just wanting to do a check, and I should have saved it to show you guys on a wet wipe, and there was not one. Not one skerrick of dirt. It was just incredible.
So,
dust reduction system has definitely done its job.
DRS is good, yeah. So obviously just your normal dust through there. We've lost the cap.
Oops. Yep, we've lost the cap.
So it must be just a popping cap, but this is fine.
Yeah, we can replace that.
Yeah, I did notice on just here, the stones flicked up, and it sort of hit all the step here, so you can see all the side of the steps is absolutely like it's being chewed by a dog.
Yeah.
It's just been whacking the side of that.
We could have put some protection on it, but
look, it's a soft aluminium, that's what it is. Just under here I've noticed a rock's come up and hit that PVC pipe and cracked that and cracked the cap, but that's fine. But pretty much I think everything else under there looks pretty smick. All the guards on the suspension down there, you can see where all the chipping is on the black paint. It's even dented a few spots. So some of the rocks on those tracks are pretty gnarly, so you can understand why it's done that sort of damage. But look, that's why we paid the extra to get that sort of suspension, to use it, not to look good on the road. So, and then we'll come around the back.
sorry, just enjoying a little sip of my coffee there.
But
apart from that, no,
it's just dust, really. It's just dust across the back here. Look at that in the wood blocks and that. It's just where that dust has just been collected.
Is there actually wood in there, or is that?
Well, yeah, even up here, it's actually been collecting. We've got the painted desert on there.
It has. This is just where it's bellowed out, and
yeah. So this is the back part where it all comes up and collects, which is totally understandable. So that's just that and that. All these pipes at the back here are good. There's nothing damaged I can see under there. A couple of as I can see, stones flicked up and just hit a, which that's sort of normal because it's only thin. I'll have to put a new one of those on there. I'll fix it up later. Couple of cable ties. Dust through there.
Still got wheel caps on this side.
Wheel caps on this side, but this is probably the main damage we had here on this PVC pipe. Yesterday when we were coming from Cuba, it hit and it cracked it, so I put some duct tape on there, and then today I've arrived and another rock obviously hit it. And it's just smashed completely straight through, so all these bits in here, but I'll put some tape. I think because the PVC pipe's there, it's stronger. This part's just the socket part only, so it's just that thinner bit. So the rocks hitting there probably wouldn't be too bad. It's probably this spot here, it's a bit thinner. And
but you can easily replace.
Yeah, I think when I get back, what I'll do is I'll just cut a short piece of 150 pipe and just glue it into here and just thicken this. When I get a new socket, I'll put a new socket on and just thicken that part.
So what, you're coming back out to do more of the Oodnadatta?
I don't know about Oodnadatta, I'm just saying Oodnadatta. I'd come into other trips, Gib River or something like that.
Yeah, and just a little bit on the bracket there, and as you can see along the pipe.
Yeah.
The underneath of the water tanks there, all protected.
The breather pipe up there, we just noticed one of the taps has snapped off. Just the little nipple part there, but that's just a part from Bunnings. We can just get that off in the irrigation system and just take that off and put a new one on.
They do sit down awfully low butts, don't they, really? So they are prone for that to happen.
Yeah, I can see what they've done up there, obviously to make it accessible, but they are sort of hanging in the middle of nowhere. Probably there's like a little shield put there or something, just a little deflector. Or,
yeah,
so
I agree.
So I'll make something up when we get back.
You want to show them the front of the ATX a little bit?
Yeah, so I'll probably get a bit closer here so you can probably see. Just all those dents there. A few dents up there. But
it hasn't affected it anyway, has it?
No, no way.
No, it's just it's been christened.
Yeah, tank still looks good. All the airlines look good. So yeah, overall, what we've been through, it's come out pretty good, I thought.
So what about the track? How did that go?
Well, should I say anything less? There's not one skerrick on it. It's
well, obviously we've got it wrapped, so you can't really sort of see too much.
But no, look, but since I put these new mud flaps on, or made these new mud flaps up, there's not one chip on there. But before, when the mud flaps stopped here, all those stones were flicking up and hitting up the door, but nothing at all since we've done that. Yeah.
Yeah, so Pam basically traced the mud flaps that we got on the truck when we first brought it over from over east. And they really just didn't do anything. They just flicked stones up all the way down the sides here. So he's custom made his own, and I reckon, and I don't know, drop in the comments what you guys think, but I think he's done a bloody good job. Bloody good job, and there's just no stone flick here at all anymore.
Yeah.
Let's have a look in your canopy.
Well, this side's already open.
We're a bit dirty, but aren't we?
Oh well, our beans have been used.
That's it.
With these off-road corrosive canopies, they've got a dust reduction system on them too, and look at that. Open it up, there's not one skerrick of dust in here. You can see some dust around the trims there obviously, but all the seals around.
I noticed there's just a little fine.
That's probably more for me opening it during the day when I've been getting stuff out, but
with the amount of dust that we've been flicking out,
we've been through everything, even on this side, like you can see a little bit on that inside that seal there, but
yeah, we just had a couple of these screws come
a couple
loose.
of them just vibrated loose. We went to pull it out before it was getting stuck, and when we came out they just vibrated loose, so just tighten them back up again. But overall,
apart from
even
that,
under the car as well, it's boat's still on there, hasn't come off.
yeah.
So no, overall I think it's pretty cool. So
I think you've done well.
We both have.
Yeah.
It's all the preparation, I reckon, like you say, letting the tyres down, and yeah, preparing for the worst. But
well, touch wood, we've still got 100 kilometres to get out yet, so get back on the black stuff.
Too early, yeah, that's right.
But anyway, that is a test for up north in Arnhem Land.
That's right. So
we'll definitely go off some spots up there for sure, but I don't think they'll be nowhere near us.
No, I don't think there'll be more muddy roads than there's sort of rock out here is like that sort of granity iron ore type looking rock, isn't it? So
yeah, it's really quite different, and it is quite nasty, isn't it? Hard.
Sharp.
Yeah.
So when they're hitting those tyres, they're like little missiles just flying out the back. So definitely stone stumper, rock tamers, let your pressures down.
If you don't have your pipes underneath wrapped, we've seen a lot of people use pool noodles. And basically just zip tie them to your pipe work.
Foam lagging, anything like that, just protect it. It might look silly, but do it. When you get back, you can rip it off, but just prepare yourselves, I reckon. That's the key. Yeah,
and we've talked to a fair few people just on this track, let alone about the dust coming in their van, and just they walk in and it's everywhere.
Yeah.
Wonderland, we don't have that issue.
They seal every single hole. I think the DRS is a big big play in it too. But
yeah,
when you jump into the van, everything's sealed up properly. There's no gaping big holes. They do a nice neat hole, put the pipe through it, and silicone it.
The silicking is just meticulously perfect.
I've never seen it. Yeah, so spot on. I can see here, like we can see the dust stuck around this thing. Yeah, look how even it is. You know, there's no smearing here, left or right. It's just a complete bead all the way around. I don't know how they do it.
Yeah.
But they just do it absolute spot on. But
and I think that definitely helps. On our last Jayco, I don't know how many tubes of silicone you used underneath that van just to under
they sort of
wheel
do a huge big
and...
hole and put a small pipe through, and then that's good enough, they reckon. But
yeah, but this, everything, plumbing, every single thing.
Yeah.
Like, yes, definitely believe you pay for what you get.
Yeah.
This van has been built beautifully.
It is. So obviously it is an XTR, so they're what they call it's short for extreme off-road. So they have designed it for off-road, which is good to see. So obviously over the years they've had the feedback from other customers on where dust has been coming or whatever, and they've sort of nutted it all down, haven't they?
Yeah, they have.
Very, very happy.
They have. Oh, the only other small thing that happened was this little chain, which is very, very simple. It's just such a small little chain. Cam just zip tied that on there this morning, just if that cap would come off. We don't have a replacement. But apart from that, inside the van,
Smicko.
Nothing.
That's it.
I carry all my cans, all my bottles and all my jar stuff down low. I don't leave it in overhead cupboards. If I do, I've got it in like containers so it can't move around. If I've got jars in the fridge, I stick it in the door and jam it in somewhere. Just don't leave anything that you think, is going to create a mess or issue.
Yeah.
Overthink it probably a little bit. Not too much. We've been on a lot of gnarly roads in our time, and I thought this would be far worse than what it actually is. But no, so far, fingers crossed, we have been lucky.
Very lucky. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've got 100 k's to go, so we don't jinx ourselves just yet. But touch some wood somewhere. But I'm sure we'll be fine to get to Marla, back on the bitumen again, and then start heading across the border and up to Uluru.
Yeah. So if you've got any questions, drop them in the comments and we'll be happy to answer you back about any parts of the Oodnadatta Track.
Or anything about the suspension or anything in preparation that you wanted to find out more about, just let us know. And
yeah, be more than happy to answer your questions. For now, we're going to go and enjoy this
beautiful sunset.
Beautiful sunset that's starting to come through here. We've got this spot to ourselves, so we're going to go enjoy it.
That's it. Have a quiet quaddies.
Another day of dusty road for us for at least another 100 kilometres until we hit Marla. That's a roadhouse just before we turn back onto the Stewart Highway heading into Northern Territory. Yeah, she's a little bit rocky today. We're crossing our fingers hoping that we don't get any more damage or anything like that. This is really testing us out, I could say. Obviously nothing major, and hoping we get off before there is anything major. But some friends of ours told us there's some graders up near Marla, so we're hoping they're not too far away. They really eliminate this rock off the road. Look, it doesn't probably look that bad to you guys, but she's a bit rocky out there, and our step on our van, like you seen yesterday, it looks like it's been chewed by a dog. And yeah, it's a few modifications we would do if we were to come back on this road again. So yeah, 100 kilometres to Marla, and we'll top the tanks up with a bit of fuel. How much was fuel there today, Cam, they reckon?
$2.15.
Yeah, so
otherwise the next roadhouse across the border was $2.60, so might as well just top a little bit up there. We're still 3/4 of a tank anyway, so we're not too bad. But yeah, we'll just top up there before we get to the NT, and then saves paying that. One thing I was even in Ulada, what's that Uluru one?
Yeah, Ulata.
Ulata, that's it, yeah.
Yep.
Ulata, yeah. That was $2.60, I'm pretty sure, so best off topping up now, well, it's a little bit cheaper. And
so how are you working out all these prices on the road?
So the app I use is it's called Fuel Spy. Just an app you can free download on obviously Google, in Android or Apple. And that tells you everywhere in Australia the fuel prices, and updates every day too. So it sort of gives you an indication as you're going ahead on the prices.
Yeah, so yeah, Cam tries to keep an eye on the fuel ahead of time, so we try to get the little bit extra we need in the tank, so we're not paying ridiculous prices. Obviously, prices of fuel are going to get a bit more expensive until we reach our next major destination, which will be Alice Springs. So yeah, definitely, if you can get the app, we highly recommend it. We've been watching it since we've basically left now, and it has saved us a fair few dollars, especially crossing the Nullarbor, being able to see what the prices are before getting there. Yesterday at Oodnadatta at the Pink Roadhouse, it was $3.15. A few people were pulling in there and phone calls and that. They actually had no fuel, so just be prepared to make sure you don't always last that long leg until you think, oh, I'll just get some there. Always make sure you've got a reserve. We always carry a jerry can for extra on the back, as well as a little small jerry can of AdBlue as well. So we'll see you at Marda Roadhouse.
That's it.
Where is that black top, Cam?
Bring it on. There it is.
Oh, thank goodness, thank goodness, thank goodness. That bit of track was hideous with rock. I don't know where these people said those bloody graders were, but yeah, we've come out with a little bit more damage than expected. Experience. That rock is just flying missiles, wasn't it, babe?
It's like golf balls getting flung out the back. Hey, what are you doing, buddy?
Filming.
Cruisy cam. Turn the air compressor on.
Marda Roadhouse, we've just finished airing up, and Cam's just topping up the tanks with a bit of diesel. I've decided to take a bit of a walk in amongst all the flies. They're super friendly at this roadhouse too, and I'm going to get used to that. Oodnadatta Track to the Flinders Ranges. Quite an interesting read. It just says that Oodnadatta Shore is a horrible place. Well, yes, no. Mixed reviews on that one. Ask anyone who's been there. It looks like Birdsville, but doesn't have the advantages of local government. No sealed streets, something coal section, but Oodnadatta lives on. A strengthening of road transport industry and road improvements have more than compen. And it just goes on to tell to you about the Oodnadatta Track is about 660 kilometres long. Fuel is sold at Oodnadatta, William Creek and Maree. Many travellers prefer this route because 1, its scenery is more interesting and varied. 2, its unsealed condition is often better than the Stewart Highway. Because 3, it carries less commerce traffic. It gives shorter access to the Flinders Ranges, and it gives access to unique zones of springs, ruins and campsites by conventional vehicles, caravans, etc. Most importantly, it has an excellent safety record, and at the time of printing this track, it's getting harder to read, printing this track has had not one death from road accident or permitting on its entire long in memory. They need to try to rewrite it. It's a pretty cool sign and a great little read if I could just read it, or some of the bits I can't sort of make out. I don't know what this dude's on about, but he reckons he's opal fields. Okay, that could be interesting. Anyway, so yeah, we'll keep moving on up to another free camp, heading north towards the Northern Territory, South Australia border, and get into this Northern Territory country that we've been chasing for so long. Thanks for travelling along. Thanks for following along. We really appreciate you guys following us on our big lap. We sort of are a little bit deja vu'd, you know. It's just something we've planned for such a long time, and how many places we're seeing along the way is truly incredible. So thank you, and we appreciate your support. So I've just popped in the van and got Cruzy some lunch. He wanted a chicken and cheese sausage at the Roadhouse, but since the day we left we haven't been able to find him one. So Cruz got homemade sausage rolls, a little bit of cucumber, and I've made Cam and I some wraps. I've had some leftover souvlaki meat we cooked the other night with just, basically a little bit of cucumber, a little bit of cos lettuce, a bit of sour cream, and that will be it. It's 2:18, so we're pushing on to our free camp further north. So that is us. Not much more to report, and when we get to camp we'll show you through the little things that happen on the last part of the trip. We'll see you there. Colgera 178, Alice Springs 458, and the kilometres just keep on rolling on.
We're getting there. We're getting there.
Yeah, we're getting there. It's getting redder and redder by the minute.
Do the miles or get the smiles.
You got plenty of smiles now. You're back on this blacktop, aren't you, Cam?
Oh,
bloody hell. Things that you do to go and see places.
Yep.
But anyway, it's all part of the experience, and she's left a few memories on the van.
That's it.
Anyway, a few little repairs that need to be done, but nothing major. Thank goodness.
It is what it is. All right.
What's this campground called, Cam?
I don't know, but we're here. Angus Creek, wasn't it?
Oh, that's right. It was too.
Angus Creek.
It's been another one of those days.
Oh my God.
Interesting drive on the way out. We couldn't wait to get onto that blacktop.
Remember we said yesterday the track wasn't too bad? Well, I tell you what, that last 130 k's back to Marla was one of the worst roads we've ever seen. Not as in corrugations, but I'm talking rocks the size of golf balls and bigger, just missiling out the back of the car, up under the van, and it's just making a bloody mess. And
no,
it's we got a a stone stomper and everything, but hasn't done any damage to the front of the van. But I tell you what, under the van it had an absolute wallop, and it's just all the plumbing's has been knocked around, cracked this, cracked that, chipped this, chipped that. But I suppose that's what under the caravan's there for.
You don't look very dirty. How have you got under there then?
I haven't gone there yet. I just had
yeah, you see.
I'm heading under there to start fixing things.
Talking it up. But what we should have done is what we sort of said is we should have made sure that we had other ones.
Mud flap goes all the way to the ground, or a piece that goes all the way across to stop all this from the car.
Put one of those big broom things down there. It would have probably flown past that thing too, I reckon.
Besides them missiles coming out of the back of those big NATO tyres, there was Yeah, like footballs coming at it.
Yeah. Anyway.
But this one here made it even worse from yesterday. That PVC pipe's just been smashed.
Which? Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, that can be ripped off. We can fix that.
That's easy. But all the step here, she hasn't got much better.
Looks like a chihuahua's been held a bit now.
I think more like a freaking rock wheeler.
Maybe been in the shark tank. Oh. Anyway, that can be replaced too.
And that cap was missing yesterday.
Yeah, it was
hasn't come back.
Oh, I've got one of these on me, a little sticker from the cupboard.
Yeah. Just more dust. That's not too bad.
We can sort that out. That's.
Yeah, just accumulated. Yeah, well, that's beautiful. Yep. All right. Was that cap missing yesterday? No. So we've got two caps missing now.
And so we've got another cap on this side. So we'll contact them and get a couple more.
Yeah. This here, I duct taped up yesterday and just blew a hole through it again, and I duct taped it up again about 3 or 4 times.
3 or 4 times you've had to duct tape that up.
To stop some dust from going in there. But this is the main thing. So abyssal rocks come up here, smash this pipe, and I'll duct tape it up for now to stop any dust from going in there. And luckily, this is the tank we were drawing off, so we only lost about probably 20-30 litres, but the other 2 tanks are full. But if that was a full tank, we would have lost a whole 100 litres of water. So
yeah, so
what I did, I got a bit of foam that we had and wrapped it around the plumbing pipe here to stop it. So I should have really done that in the first place, but it's all in hindsight, so I know for next time.
Yeah, it's all right. We can somehow repair that.
That tap's just been hit and just spun around now, which is fine. But that's probably the main, and obviously just it's this main chipping under there, and on the suspension again, it's just a little chipped.
Sorry.
How much is there, Shazza?
She's worn in now, isn't it?
It's that's why you buy an XTR for extreme off-road, and we've certainly done that.
I think I'm made for getting underneath that bloody Caravan, that's for sure.
But otherwise, yeah, everything's just I do just a few blocks, a few screws that come undone on these.
Just vibration.
All these screws from the hand locks are all loose. Every single one I went to, or sort of done half a turn. So tighten them all back in. We've got dust in here today for some reason.
Well,
but the amount of dust that was coming out.
The amount of dust that was coming out was absolutely hideous. I think hideous is an understatement.
Oh well.
Anyway,
so
the things that we go to do
to get
to
to
the
these
places
spots.
we want to see.
Oh well.
I think we need a couple of days now just to chill out from that, but we don't. We keep moving towards Uluru, and
the problem is now we're sort of limited water. And all you want to do is get a hose and just wash this stuff off, but well, hopefully it rains or something in the next few days.
oh well.
Is what it is.
It'll still be there in the shed driveway, I reckon, when we get home.
That's it. But quickly about this site here. So this site's Angus Creek. There's a few sites here. And it's about 60 k's the border, I'm pretty sure now. So about 85 past Marla and about 60 k's to the NTSA border. So we're not too far away now. So
No, exciting.
exciting. But the creek here, she's a little bit dry. I don't think seen water for a while through here, but plenty of sites here. It's all sort of open area. There is a few vans here.
We're the furthest site down off the road.
So there's a few up there as well.
Yeah, so there's a fair few people here, but we're right down the end.
So there is a rest area as you first pull in, like a big bitumen area. Just go past that, keep following the creek along, and there's all these sites along here. So
and they're big sites, aren't they? They're big sites that you can turn around in.
And the road noise is not too bad. We're probably about 500-600 metres away, I suppose, from the highway. So it's not too bad.
But it's going to be a tad chilly here tonight.
It's starting to, yeah. So we have a bit of a cloud cover today. Days have been nice, still 23, 24, but yeah, get this time of the day, like 4 or 5 o'clock, it started to.
Well, we had all this sort of cloudy cover stuff today, this thin stuff, so we didn't really get much sun. Not much warmth, was there?
It wasn't, nah. So
hanging for a bit of hot weather.
That's it. Oh well, we'll get a barbie happening
Yeah, I'm just inside trying to book a couple of things further on up the road. It seems to be crazy up there. I'm not looking forward to that. I thought we were in the off-peak season, but I think everyone travels up here when it's not hot, and they call it the peak season.
Yeah, so where we're talking to at the moment, I reckon
you got to book everything.
So we didn't think it was going to be this busy, but
yeah.
I think it's mainly around the Alice and the Uluru area is going to be the busiest part, but through there after that shouldn't be too bad. But the thing is, we just realised the next week or two starting to get into school holidays, so we're going to have to definitely book a few things, otherwise we're going to miss out. So we're just
we're lucky because we can, we don't need internet. We can hopefully fill up with some water somewhere up the road at Marda Roadhouse. We might pull in there.
Get some
hopefully
water
Cam will fix this tank. We're only 100 litres short, so we've still got 200 litres on board.
Yeah.
But we're trying to be a little bit conservative. Just, we're in the middle of nowhere. There isn't many places to fill up with water.
No, but just speaking to the resort before, it's Ayers Rock, they reckon that there's an overflow area there too, so if the campground is booked, they can chuck us in the overflow. 45 a night. Just
well, it is booked, Cam. It is fully
there's a couple
booked.
of nights spare, but only one night here, one night there type thing.
Well, it's interesting. I think those have already been taken because I can't see them available at all. And for $90 a night, like seriously, that is freaking outrageously
for a bit
stupid.
of power and water, it's only 45 in the non-powered, so
yeah.
We don't need that as long as we've got water before we come in.
Well, there's water in Culgaris that we can fill up with anyway. So
on the way through, correct? Yeah.
Just people are saying that in the overflow of Old Culgara campground is this bloody generator noise, and we're only going to stay 2 nights. We're just going to have to unfortunately put up with it.
Yeah, not Culgara, it's Ulada.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, I think I need a drink then.
Uluru, whatever it's called, yeah, the old Ayers Rock.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it gets a bit confusing after a while when you've been going from place to place to place.
Culgara will be the next one after the border, which is like a roadhouse / caravan park where we can get to the washing, get some water, and
well, that's not very far up the road, but
150 k's from here, so that's tomorrow night hopefully, and then check out all these bras hanging up in the roadhouse. You get yours off, hang them up or what?
Mine are brand new. I only brought new ones for this trip.
I'll take you anywhere. Just tell me I'll be there. We don't need a plan, I like it unprepared. Whatever comes our way, we'll stay there for the day. So dream away. So dream away. Clear up my vision. I want colors to find.
OMG. We are finally here.
Find what I'm seeking. Leave my troubles behind. Scars from another.
Alright, Cruz. Show us what you want to do. Do you want to be in the Northern Territory or do you want to be in South Australia? Well, that was a good answer.